And a good morning to you. It's the 21st of October. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we've got your HCC news and information for the next half hour. Thanks for being here today. Hey, it's a Thursday, Friday Eve, as we like to call it. And guess what? The Astros are coming back home to Houston to play. That's right. They got a few more games left. In fact, one more win, and they're in another World Series. Great week here in Houston. Very exciting comeback from the Astros. An exciting series to watch. Dr. Tony Reyes Sutherland is my co-host this morning. Tony, good to see you. As always, we're back on HCCTV, by the way. If you don't catch us live here at 10 a.m. on Facebook or YouTube, you can watch the rebroadcast on HCCTV. And they can always find us in all social media, Tony.
Absolutely. Just look for Houston Community College District on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. And Astros are my team. Yeah.
Your team. All right. Well, they're doing quite well. We're all pretty excited about them. Hopefully they can close out this series tomorrow. If not, there's another game, I think, on Saturday as well. One way or another, they're going to win it. That's just going to happen. They're in another World Series. Okay, let's get to the show today. Tony, you're going to be interviewing this next guest, Charles Williams. He is the founder and organizer at the Halloween Classic Car Show. Good morning, Charles. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Good to see you with us. I see a very nice car behind you. We'll talk more about that in a few moments. And the Classic Car Show, looking forward to hearing all about it. All right, we're going to check in with Charles shortly. Meanwhile, we're going to take you out to Coleman College of Health Sciences. Hey, they've got a nursing program, one of the best in the country, not only because of the faculty, the staff, and the students, but also one of the most affordable ones in the country. Good morning to you. Lakisha Hadley is here. She's the acting associate program director in RN nursing. Good morning, Lakisha. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing great. How are you all?
We're doing good. Let's start off with a general overview of the nursing program. For students who may be interested in getting into this, what can they expect from HCC's RN program?
Well, I can tell you it is a very vigorous program that we offer. We've had the program for about since in the 70s, I want to say, and now we are the only community college that offers nursing in the world-renowned Texas Medical Center. So they can expect that they will learn a lot going out there to take care of several different types of patients. We have a very affordable program that they can get done in just a short time.
And talking about affordable, what is the average cost to get enrolled in the nursing program?
The average cost is just a little bit under $10,000, so about $9,500. And that's for the 2-year program. Does not include, some other things that we will require outside of the program, uniforms, things like that. But a little under $10,000 for the courses.
And what are the admission requirements? I would imagine, do you have to have your core courses down, or those something that you suggest before going into the program?
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, the wonderful thing about it is that you really only need about 4 to 5 classes to even get into the program. So you only need an English course, a math course, a psychology course, A&P, and then a microbiology course. Those are the only courses that you need to actually get in the program.
We continue hearing, even before the pandemic, that there was a nursing shortage. We just don't have enough registered nurses out there to meet the demand. Is that still the current state, or has it gotten worse? Is there more of a nursing shortage? Because what I'm hearing is that many nurses worked during the pandemic, made a lot of money working overtime, and they may have decided, you know what, I'm going to retire early, or I'm going to take a year off. Is that the case?
Absolutely. Even before the pandemic, we were already looking at in the year of 2030 that we'd be about 1 million nurses short United States wide, and that's due to the age of the baby boomer era. So now with the COVID pandemic and the nurses having COVID fatigue, we definitely are seeing a huge shortage with a lot of people, as you said, taking early retirement, as well as just quitting the profession because they're just burnt out.
Yeah. Especially you hear so much about these nurses working, 24-hour shifts, 36-hour shifts, because there was no one to fill them during COVID. And they're dealing with patients in many cases who are dying or are facing, desperate needs because of the COVID situation. Tell me, for nurses themselves, most people think you go work in an ER or a doctor's office, but I know because my wife's a registered nurse and she works for like Houston ISD, she's been doing that for 25 years. Mm-hmm. There are lots of jobs out there. You don't necessarily have to be in a hospital or a clinical setting.
Certainly. You do have to kind of start off in that area at least 6 months to a year, but nursing has a plethora of things that you can do. Look at me, I'm here, I'm teaching. I was in an ER myself for about 11 years before I came to teach, but there's so many things you can do. If you're the person that's into computers, they have nursing informatics now. If you like to do audits, you can do that. You can work for insurance companies. It's just a mega things that you can do, especially if you advance yourself and get your master's and move forward. Mm-hmm.
And being a registered nurse, having that with you, I know from personal cases with my wife, it really opens the doors to a lot of things. Also, I'm hearing, another boutique industry that has exploded are these day spas, where people go in, get some Botox, some fillers, things like that. And guess what, folks? They're looking for RNs now. They aren't just letting anybody inject you. They really want RNs. So that kind of opens up a whole new avenue for your students.
Absolutely. I actually have a friend of mine who we went to this nursing school together. She actually now has her own med spa in Pearland. So it's certainly something that opens the doors for entrepreneurship. Lots of people start their own personal care homes, home health agencies, medical transportation. There's a wealth of things that you can do, even also as what we call a nursepreneur, right? You can be an entrepreneur and a nurse, meshing those different entities together.
And when students go through the program, how long does it take them to get through the program? Obviously, there are jobs waiting for them. I imagine a lot of the students are working in those jobs before they graduate. What can they look at making once they get finished at Coleman and get out into the real world?
Well, the average salary right now, United States wide, is about $73,000. Here in Houston, last we checked, the average rate to start is about $28 to $29. So, hey, not bad, right?
That's incredible to get started, and it's so affordable going through HCC. And you mentioned this at the top of the interview, and we really have to revisit this, but Coleman is located in the heart of the Texas Medical Center. That really lends it the possibilities for your students getting hands-on experience in the best hospitals in the world. They really get that training because they're right there. That must help the students a lot.
Absolutely, it does. We have partnerships with lots of the hospital entities inside the medical center, as well as we also, just a few years ago, opened a very state-of-the-art simulation center that's in our 10th floor Coleman Tower building, so that students get an opportunity to get some real world or real life like experience in our simulation center as well.
And if someone's looking to enroll, are there times of years that are time of the year that's best, like in the fall or in the spring? We're coming up on the spring semester. How does that work? Because I know you bring in cohorts. How does it work with getting enrolled? And I imagine it's a competitive process to get enrolled because there's limited amounts of seats that you'll have.
Yes, definitely. I'm actually the chair of the Matriculation Standards Committee, which is the admission retention committee, and we admit in the fall and the spring. So the program itself is only 4 semesters. With your prereqs, it's 5, but the nursing courses itself are 4 semesters. We admit in the fall and the spring, and we do go year round. So there are summer classes as well. And we usually have about over 400 applicants. And at this time, we're taking about 120 students. So as you said, it's pretty competitive.
Right.
If we've got 400 applicants and we can only take 120,
And you also have a 2-year program, but I imagine students can transfer to partnering universities where you have 4-year programs with.
Absolutely, we do. We actually have University of Houston downtown. They're actually on our campus in our Coleman building, I believe on the 3rd or the 5th floor, maybe the 5th floor. But we partner with them as well as we partner with UT right across the street. So the students have an option to bridge in to either of those programs.
And, HCC does this across our disciplines. We have partnerships with universities. And when you're looking at that as a parent who's helping a child pay for college, or maybe the child wants to get loans for college, that is really saving you tens of $1,000s where you can start at HCC and then get that degree from a 4-year university as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Saving you time as well, because even with the UHD program that we have on our campus, when the students get to a certain level, they can also be dually enrolled in that program. Mm-hmm.
It's an incredible program. Lakisha Hadley is the acting associate program director of the RN nursing program and Coleman College for Health Sciences. Thanks for being here, Lakisha.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you. And if you're interested in our nursing program, we will have some links in our social media post where you can get all the information about it. Okay, we're going to hand things over to Dr. Tony. And you've got a classic car enthusiast on the show, and they've got a Halloween classic car show. Tell us all about it, Tony.
Absolutely. We have Charles Williams. He is the founder and organizer of the annual Halloween Classic Car Show. And this year is going to be held at the National Museum of Funeral History, which seems appropriate. Welcome to the show, Charles.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about the history of this. Now, I know a lot about the regular art car show, the orange, thing and all that. Tell me what is different. I can kind of guess, but tell me what's different about the Halloween Classic Car Show and a little bit about its history.
Well, basically, the Houston Mopar Connection Club is the one who basically is behind the show. They started with a Houston Mopar show and race back in 1989. What they wanted to do is just do some kind of program or some kind of show to raise money for charities, because the charities, they knew they needed money back then. So this was an all Mopar show, and it was held at a racetrack. We had entries from all other states. Well, the 2000, we had that for several years, raised a lot of money, but in 2008, the Houston Mopar Connection Club decided to do an open car show. So we played around with different ideas and different places to do and different kind of theme, because everybody has to have some kind of theme. Sorry, you just have to have that. So the Halloween Classic Car Show was created. Next, we had to find a location. Well, I had one in mind because several years ago, before this, they were supposed to do a car show at the National Museum of Funeral History. It got rained out and it didn't happen. So I went over there to the museum and talked to the director. And it took a little convincing, but there was a brand new parking lot out there, put a lot of cars out there. So we came to an agreement and we decided to start the car show, and the rest is history. We had over 50 cars the first year. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it sounds like fun. It really does.
Well, we had over 50 cars the first year, and then in March of 2016 or 15, it was raining so bad those weekends. So we had to move it to March of the next year. Well, it was around Easter. So we basically called it Easter-ween. You ought to seen all the little kids out there running around picking up Easter eggs dressed as Batman, Superman, and stuff like that. It was hilarious. So obviously last year everything was canceled. So we didn't have the show last year. So this year we're having the show, October 30th.
That's wonderful. Well, now I know that you've got hearses and zombies and skeletons and all of that. Tell us a little bit about all that, how that works.
Well, this is a Halloween theme, obviously, and they don't have to, but people dress up. They dress up their cars. I've got a guy who comes from Mississippi to this show, and he dresses up his car, and there's a Porsche out there, a red Porsche. The gentleman is an engineer, very creative. He had masks coming out of it. We had cannons on it. That theme that year was Let There Be Pirates. So we had over 40 people look like they walked off a movie set. And just a lot of R's and R's going around. So this year's theme is Nightmare at the Museum, which could be anything at all.
I love it. And it's appropriate because it's around Halloween. So Nightmare at the Museum, that's perfect. Now you said, so each year, is it a different theme? Is that what you were saying?
We started the themes about 5 years ago, and it came out really nice. Of course, we did the pirates, and everybody wanted to do the pirates the next year. But then we had zombie attacks. So Let There Be Zombies. So people dress up their cars, and either zombies are attacking you or you are attacking the zombies. It doesn't matter. It was just a lot of fun. We had a lot of people. Young lady was dressed up very nice on roller skates, like a IHOP, where they run around with the trays and stuff. But she was dressed up as a zombie. It was hilarious. And I had no idea who she was. I had to kind of keep an eye on her until she finally went to her car. And then I go, oh, I know who it is now. Because a lot of people, when they dress up, you have no idea who they are, which is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We have a
masquerade party.
It is. It's a Halloween party with a bunch of cars, people having a great time. And then one thing we're doing is raising money for charities. And that's the bottom line, is we're having fun at the same time. At 12 o'clock, we have a costume contest, and the kids go first, and then the adults. You ought to see all the kids dressing up. It's just hilarious and just a lot of fun.
Great. Well, now, you said that, or someone said that you didn't have to, that it's for all classic cars. You don't have to follow the theme. You can just bring your classic car. Is that true?
Actually, this is an open car show for anywhere from 1900 to 2022. I normally have a brand new car out there that has paper plates on it with a zombie sitting in it. Yeah. I mean, there's so many skeletons, hearses out there. We had one hearse. I bet you they had 15 skeletons around that car. I mean, everywhere you looked, there was a casket open, and the candy was in the casket. It's like, wow, that's kind of eerie there, but it's just a lot of fun.
Do you dare try to go into the casket to get some candy?
I know, because you don't know if something's going to get you.
That's true.
And, everybody has a lot of people have bowls out in front of their cars, and they'll have candy in there. So it's just a lot of fun. Unfortunately, several years ago, we had to start charging people to come see the show because of the little neighborhood darlings that was running over there with their big bags and emptying the whole bowl into their bags and then running home. So basically, we keep it light. It's $5 a person, or $10 a family or a couple. I mean, I just keep it very simple. It's not very expensive, but for $10, you can see, I'm expecting over 150 cars this year. And you can see some gorgeous cars, a lot of nice people out there. And a lot of them will tell you the story of their cars, because every car out there has a story. It really does.
That's
one. Mustang, Camaros, you name it. Go ahead. I can talk.
No, you go ahead. Well, you were mentioning something about charities. Now, tell us about some of the charities that get the benefit of this.
Well, we like to do kind of the local charities, Depeltion, Shriners. Now, Shriners does wonderful work for a lot of people. We do the food bank. Food banks helps out a lot of people. A couple of years ago, we had just done a show, and the food bank, their freezer quit. And so they needed something very, very quick. So we run a check over there for them really quick for that event from the event to help them out. But we do a lot of local charities. We also help out the USO, because they help out our troops overseas and locally too. So they're a great organization. And the Star of Hope.
Wonderful. Now it's going to be in the parking lot of the museum. So when they come in, can they see the cars as well as go into the museum, or what can they do with that?
Okay, well, now the museum, if people pre-register, if you happen to have a classic car or any car you want to register, you can register online with the HoustonMopars.org and go through that and register your car. You get a cool Halloween car show shirt, kind of like the one I'm wearing. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's really nice. And it's got the Monstermobile on it.
There you go.
Really set up. And on the back, it'll say Boo 13, which is our 13th show. We got a really cool.
Which is this year, our 13th show.
Yes, 13th
Ooh.
year. And yes, yeah, and nightmares at the museums, because it could be all kinds of crazy going on. But yes, it's just always excited about this show. Halloween is my favorite time of the year. So, and why not have a great party with a lot of fantastic people? Because the people make the show. Through the years, I've had over 500 different people have come to this show. They've really enjoyed it. I know I'm getting kind of close because I'm looking, kind of glancing at the clock here, but it's a great show. A lot of fantastic people. The National Museum if you've never been, it's a wonderful thing to go and come out and enjoy it.
That sounds to me like an interesting museum. I don't think of going to a museum about hearses and stuff like that, but this sounds very interesting.
They have beautiful cars there and horse-drawn hearses and a tribute to the Pope. If you've not been there, it's really, really nice. And why not come out that day and see everything?
That's perfect. You have fun and everything all at the same time. So it's Saturday, October 30th. Is it just the one day or what?
Oh, yes. I couldn't do this 2 days. It drives me crazy. And I think the folks in my house here would kind of shoot me. You know, the pink Buddha behind me, she helps out. She's got a 67 Charger. And so, yeah, they've asked. I do help out on other shows throughout the year, but this is the main one.
Okay, so it's Saturday, October 30th. What are the hours? How do you get tickets?
Well, it's 415 Barron Springs. Basically, it's off of 45 in between Ritchie Road and Airtex. There's a little restaurant called Loopy Tortillas, and you see that thing, you turn right, head on down that road, we're on the left. Now, the school next door will open up the parking lot and allow people to park there. So we'll have, ample parking for quite a bit of people. So come on out. It should be a lot of fun. Like I said, the museum is wonderful. It really does. Unfortunately, this year we don't have a haunted house. Normally we do have a haunted house, but because of a tournament and everything else going on, we decided not to do it, but we're looking forward to putting it together. It's really, really nice. Really, really nice.
Well, we appreciate it. Charles Williams, founder and organizer of the annual Halloween Classic Car Show, which is this year going to be in front of the National Museum of Funeral History, which I think is outstanding and fun. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Tony, thank you both. Sounds like a lot of fun out there. Okay, let's get into some HCC news and announcements. Speaking of Halloween, Student Life has a number of activities. Their next one is the Knives Out Pumpkin Carving 101 contest. 6 p.m. Thursday, October 21st. Have some spooky fun and learn how to carve a pumpkin. Make sure you have your pumpkin and carving knives. Of course, I think it would be pretty hard to learn how to carve a pumpkin without a pumpkin. So please bring your own pumpkin. We'll put a link in our social media post for the show for that one. Okay. Also, students at HCC, Tony, have a way of getting some emergency funding from the government. You don't have to pay it back, and you can pay for all of your tuition.
Absolutely. HCC's $59 million. We still got to give that out. Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund for those students who have been affected by the different emergencies that we've had recently, go from COVID to hurricanes to things like that. But like you say, it's a grant, so you don't have to pay it back. But the deadline is this Friday. That would be tomorrow, October 22nd. So go for it right away.
All right. Bedichek Orman auction is coming up and they need your help. The November 6th Bedichek Orman auction needs donated items. And they also want you to register to attend. Auction proceeds support professional development for our adjunct and full-time faculty. Of course, that helps out our students. And we will have emails for more information in our post after this show. There's a food drive coming up, or actually it's ongoing, and you can participate.
Yes, HCC Psychology Department, Psi Kappa, and Psi Beta student organizations are behind this. They want you to get some food donation bags. You can buy them for $5 or $7 at Kroger's, HEB, and the Houston Food Bank. And what you do is when you get that, you take a picture of yourself and you send it in to us, and we just show how wonderfully generous that you are. That is open now through December 5th. So that's a good way to give.
All right, get this. All right, you definitely want to pay attention to this next announcement. HCC's Eyelash program will be accepting models for eyelash extensions. You can get an eyelash extension for free for being one of their models. Interested models should contact Claudia Maltz of the cosmetology department. You want to know how? We'll put some information in our social media post for the show. And keep in mind, spring registration is about to start. Hard to believe this semester for the fall 2021. It is wrapping up. We've got 5 ways for you to learn. There are some online offerings, some hybrid offerings, and Tony, students are now back on our campuses.
Absolutely. So you've got 5 different ways to go to class. So it's a wonderful thing. But Monday, that's this Monday, just a few days away, registration starts. So be ready, go register, go to hccs.edu/now and start your registration.
That's right. Under the spring registration begins, as Tony mentioned, Monday, October 25th. All right, wrapping up today's show. Tomorrow, we've got Chandra Mittal, who is launching Coleman, they're back on the show again, their new advanced technical certificate program in medical biotechnology. It's in response to a very rapidly growing field. You want to make some great money, have a stable job, a great future. We'll tell you how tomorrow. And it's Film Friday as well.
Absolutely. Sybil Science. She used to run the Southwest Alternate Media Project, better known as SWAMP. And she's now shooting her first short film. So this will be very interesting to find out and talk to her about it.
And you're off tomorrow. Frank will be here. And, Frank likes to talk sports. Well, I'm sure he'll have enough to talk about tomorrow. A lot of things going on. Yeah, go Astros. We've got to say that. Yes. All right, folks, we're going to wrap up today's show. Tony, I'll see you next week. I'll see you tomorrow live, 10 a.m. right here on Up to the Minute.